What leads a seemingly loving father to commit such an unimaginable act of violence against his own family? How can a life that appears perfect on the outside be hiding secrets of financial ruin and mental breakdown? In January of 2020, the quiet, picturesque community of Celebration, Florida was rocked by the discovery of a horrifying crime that would captivate the nation. Anthony Todt, a physical therapist and a father of three, was arrested after authorities found the bodies of his wife, Megan, and their three children, Alec, Tyler, and Zoe, inside their family home. As the investigation unfolded, the case revealed a disturbing story of financial ruin, deception, and a man who claimed he was acting on divine instruction. Today, we explore the tragic case of Anthony Todd, the unraveling of his double life, and the devastating consequences that followed. Anthony Todd, or Tony, as he was often called, appeared to be living a successful and stable life. He was a well known physical therapist in Connecticut who ran a thriving practice with his wife, Megan, who was a dedicated mother who had overcome significant health challenges, including Lyme disease. Together, they raised their three children: Alec, who was 13, Tyler, who was 11, and Zoe, who was 4 years old. They appeared to be a picture perfect family. In 2017, the Todt family decided to relocate to Celebration for its serene environment and family friendly atmosphere.
There is a town in Florida where the sun shines warm and unique monthly events keep it cool. A place to truly live it up just by sitting down. A quaint lakeside promenade where getting around is just as much fun as getting there. Renowned for its world-class restaurants and all nestled in the harmony of nature. Celebration, Florida. You've got to see this place.
This Disney developed community was known for its charm, safety, and tight knit neighborhood. Though the Todds maintained their Connecticut practice, they relocate to Florida full time to begin a new chapter. But beneath the surface, all was not as it seemed. By 2019, cracks began to show. Anthony Todd was facing serious financial problems. His physical therapy practice was crumbling. Investigators uncovered a fraudulent billing scheme that he used to defraud Medicaid and other insurers out of over $130,000. Meanwhile, the Todds faced significant personal debts, including thousands in unpaid rent for their Celebration home. Federal agents pursued Anthony for healthcare fraud, but neighbors and friends remained oblivious. Anthony's warm demeanor masked the stress building behind the scenes. Megan, unaware of the extent of Anthony's legal troubles, likely trusted him to handle their financial woes. Tragically, this trust would prove fatal. As his debts piled up and the threat of legal action loomed, Anthony's life began to spiral out of control. Unfortunately, it was not only his financial that would unravel. His mental state also began to deteriorate, leading to unthinkable consequences. On January 13th of 2020, federal agents arrived at the Todd's family home in Celebration to serve an arrest warrant on Anthony Todd for health care fraud. What they discovered inside the home was far more shocking than anyone could have anticipated. Authorities found decomposing bodies inside the house. The timeline of the murder was equally disturbing. It was revealed that sometime in late of December 2019, Anthony Todt killed his family weeks before the bodies were discovered. And during that time, Todd maintained an illusion of normalcy and continued to live in the home with the bodies, even sending messages to relatives pretending that everything was fine. Autopsy reports revealed a chilling method. Megan, Alec, Tyler, and Zoe were poisoned with Benadryl before being suffocated and stabbed. Even Breezy, the family dog, was not spared. Authorities later discovered the bodies wrapped in blankets in the master bedroom. Anthony Todd was found inside a home, alive but disoriented, and was immediately taken into custody. The discovery sent shock waves through the celebration community and across the nation. How could a seemingly normal father and husband be responsible for the murder of his entire family? As investigators began piecing together the timeline of events, a disturbing picture emerged. A man overwhelmed by financial pressure, facing criminal charges, and apparently descending into delusional thinking. In custody, he gave inconsistent accounts of the murders. Initially, he claimed it was a family suicide pact orchestrated by Megan. Later, he denied any involvement, suggesting Megan killed their children before taking her own life. These claims were furiously denied by Megan's family, who described her as a loving and devoted mother. There was also no evidence to suggest that Megan had any role in the killings, leading authorities to conclude that Anthony Todd had acted alone. He later changed his story, stating that he alone had killed the family to protect them from suffering. Todd claimed that he had acted under divine instruction, believing that the world was ending and that his family needed to pass over to avoid the coming apocalypse. One of the primary motives for the murders was Anthony Todd's mounting financial troubles. In addition to the fraudulent claims, Todd had taken out loans he could not repay and had been living well beyond his means. The family home in Celebration was in foreclosure, and their Connecticut practice was on the brink of collapse. Faced with impending loss of everything, Anthony apparently chose to take his family's lives rather than face the consequences of his actions. This financial stress, combined with his deteriorating mental state, appeared to be the driving force behind the horrific murders. Todd had convinced himself that killing his family was the only way to protect them from a future of hardship, further reflecting his delusional thinking. In April of 2022, Anthony stood trial for the murders of his wife Megan and their three children. Prosecutors painted a chilling picture of a man who had premeditated the killings, citing his financial struggles, fraud investigation, and disturbing behavior leading up to the crime. The prosecution also highlighted the fact that Anthony had continued to live in the home with the bodies for weeks, pretending to family and friends that everything was fine, while in reality, he had committed a horrific crime. The prosecution also presented damning evidence, including Anthony's confession and the timeline of events. Anthony's defense team argued that he had been mentally unstable at the time of the killings, but the jury was unconvinced. The evidence of financial motive and the calculated nature of the murders was overwhelming. In April of 2022, Todt was found guilty of 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of animal cruelty for the killing of the family dog. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, bringing some measure of closure to the family and friends of Megan, Alec, Tyler, and Zoe. However, the pain of their loss remains, and the community of celebration continues to grapple with horror of what happened in their midst. Before the murders, Celebration was a haven of suburban bliss, a carefully curated community where crime seemed almost non-existent. But after the tragedy, the town faced the harsh reality that even idyllic settings are not immune to horror. Residents struggled to reconcile the shocking events with their peaceful surroundings. The case left a scar on Celebration, forever altering its reputation. The case of Anthony Todt remains one of the most disturbing family annihilation cases in recent history. The tragedy of a father killing his entire family left an indelible mark on the community of Celebration and raised questions about the pressure that can lead someone to commit such an unthinkable act. In the wake of the murders, friends and family of Megan and the 3 children have worked together to keep their memory alive. Megan was remembered as a devoted mother who always put her children's needs first, and the 3 children were described as bright, kind, and full of potential. Their death were a profound loss, not just for their family, but for the entire community. The case also highlighted the darker side of financial pressures and mental health struggles, and how, if left unchecked, they can spiral into deadly consequences. Anthony Todt's decision to murder his family was not just a product of his financial woes, but also a reflection of his mental breakdown and delusional thinking. Anthony Todt remains incarcerated at the Santa Rosa Correctional Institution in the Florida Panhandle. Despite his convictions, Anthony continues to maintain his innocence, claiming that his wife was responsible for the deaths. In a recent development, he filed a $9.9 million lawsuit against Osceola County officials and the local sheriff's office, alleging that his jail correspondence was unlawfully opened and disclosed to the media without proper authorization. Thank you for joining me on this journey through another case. Remember, these stories we cover aren't just tales of mystery. They are real lives impacted by tragedy. If you found this case insightful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into true crime. Stay safe, stay aware, and remember, sometimes the darkest places can be closer than we think. Until next time.